Okay, pranams everybody. Greetings to all to this clarity session which we do every week. Asatoma Satgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityormamritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can go ahead with it. This is the clarity sessions with whatever we have been doing till now. I'll keep the mic on if anybody wants to. Okay, you can just push the button and tell if anything is. I'm on the mic again. If anybody has any question, you can go ahead with it.
Greetings, sir. So I have one
Yeah,
question.
Sonali.
Sometimes when we deal with people, so I feel like some energy exchange happening, and sometimes heaviness comes. And as a matter of fact, we have to switch our energies. We have to manipulate it back. So if you can suggest on some energy clearing suggestions, so that would be helpful in everyday techniques, that would be helpful.
Okay, but
That's it.
what kind of energy are you talking? Are you talking about some kind of negative people, you mean to say, or negative
Yes.
situations, or what is it?
Negative people, like when we have to deal in our like professional life as well, in situations as well. Like so, definitely awareness will be helpful in that place. Like how
Is it
aware are
is it is it something that is very permanent, like all the time, or
no
is it just something periodical?
periodic. It's not permanent. It is like when we are facing. So I have to take out that, I'm feeling that it is heavy. I talked to some person. I found that it was very heavy. And then I have
Yeah.
to be that much grounded. I have to bring my energy back to normal. Like sometimes it takes 4 hours, 6 hours. Then, that much efforts has been taken to get myself
4 hours.
normalized. So
Four
on that
hours to
front,
get yourself back.
yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
So I guess you must do those basic courses of shifting into awareness, because once you get a grip on this, the whole thing, there are two ways. One is you remain so much aware and alert and connected कि ये सब चीजें फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. It see, I'm not saying the practitioners of awareness will be like God. They will not have anything. No, but what will happen is you will immediately come out of it. Like a person can get, even seekers of awareness can get triggered, angered, fear, doubtful, or tensed up, or sad, or even hatred. All these things come, but within a few minutes it will just dissolve. What is that happen? Why that happens? Because see, that's very normal for everybody to react. When we say no practitioners of awareness or spiritual people don't react, that's crap. It doesn't happen. Or we don't feel bad, or we don't feel angered or triggered. It's not true. I have seen the best of it. My guru used to feel so triggered all the time. We have to understand this. These things are very natural and normal for a human being. That is why you are called a human being. So if you are a human being, you will have all these things. So that is one thing. Okay. First is accepting it very practically. Ki all these things you are susceptible to getting triggered. Never ever feel that no, I am not going. See, most of the times we want to get out of that muck because we feel that, oh, I'm a spiritual person, I'm on the path. So how can I be triggered? Don't get into that. It's okay to feel. What I say is, whenever you feel triggered, you should be aware of it. Very much you should be aware of it. Even if it is a passing thought, even if it is as a little sulkiness, you should be aware. So you should be aware of even when those negative emotions are happening. What happens is when you just become aware of it only, half the energy is gone. Instead of fighting it and struggling, that's a big loss of energy actually. You can get demotivated and you can actually lose more energy when you try to find. So the first thing is, that's why I'm saying, if you are grounded means what? You are aware. That's what we are calling grounded. Grounded means connected. Very nicely, if you're connected, then these things will not affect you. So I would basically say practice more of this awareness where you get a proper hold on your presence. You start living more in your presence. When we live in the ego, there are two opposites, only two way. You either live in your presence or you live in the ego. Ego means personality. So if I am living around in my personality all the time, there is more chances to get hurt. Who gets hurt? Who's feared? Who fears? Who gets sad? Who gets sulky? Who gets depressed? It's the ego only. The presence cannot get it. So more you live in the presence, these things will affect lesser and lesser and lesser and lesser. So that is one way to not go into that arena where something happens and then you keep cleaning yourself, or you keep cutting cords from people, all those things, because that is a daily war. Are you getting it? How many times? Like, for example, triggering situations can be so many places. It can be at home, it can be with the relatives, it can be with the social places, it can be in the office place, it can be on the roads. So that is weakness to actually keep fighting with it. And everything, something happens, how to disconnect with it, or somebody is being negative, how to disconnect with it, because we can't help. The world is that way. So one way is to ground and be very connected and disconnected from all this nonsense is to stay in awareness. So the more you practice that, that will happen. Secondly, if it is something like overwhelming, then there are practices to cut off that. Okay, but I wouldn't suggest all the time sitting with those practicing and cutting the cords and protecting yourself, creating a shield and all those things. But it's possible, very very much possible. It shouldn't take 4 hours. It shouldn't take 6 hours. So one other way is you shift into your divine presence and you become aware of your presence that you are, and that presence you illuminate as light. What we did, some of the sessions we do that. So the whole presence, illuminate yourself as light. But to get a grip on that, you have to become aware of the presence, the hollow in your body, the hollow self in your body. That is the presence. So that if you illuminate, and that illumination you expand out of your body, expand it in such a way that it creates a halo around you. It's like a balloon. It's like just like a balloon, and you must feel that balloon, feel that aura very strongly. And then there are many other processes. If you like, just feeling that energy of fire or light, that you are shielded in that. It's coming out from your own presence, coming out and shifted out, and it created a balloon, and you are safe in that balloon. So bringing in that awareness that I am protected in this balloon, and bringing in the visualization or feeling or experience that anything that is directed towards you gets dissolved in that sharp, powerful light. If you just hold on to that just for 2-3 minutes, also gone. It'll just dissipate. And you don't have to do that practice. You just have to close your eyes, or if you can do it with your eyes open without anybody knowing, that's power. Nobody has to know what you are doing. So you can just be with your eyes. But that you have to master this awareness. this presence of yours. The more you get grip on that presence, with that presence, you can do anything, even protect yourself. So these are one way. This is the way, the best way to disintegrate integrate anything, especially people and situations. People can be very negative and not necessarily just in the workplace. Somebody can be 1,000 kilometers apart and cursing you also. So all that things happen. Somebody is missing you very badly, or somebody is hating you. Somebody is remembering you, and for something, and in their mind they are avenging something. It's simply energy, frequency. It will come directed towards you. Most of the time, people are not aware. But when people say, "I don't know what happened. I was sitting very nicely, and suddenly I'm feeling depressed, or suddenly my mood is gone off." Okay, how I don't know. Suddenly I'm feeling tired. Suddenly I'm feeling drained out. These are psychic attacks coming from people, or anything it can be. That's attack means somebody is projecting that you either deliberately or unconsciously. Most of them do not know that they are causing harm. They will send negative energy unconsciously that will come to you. So all these kind of practices, which is there, one is staying in awareness will protect you. Second is, if you sense something like that, you immediately activate your divine presence and feel yourself safe in that. Expand that aura and feel safe. Within minutes, you'll see relief. And one of the most powerful techniques I've always used before, long time before, is I was very connected to the archangel, Michael Archangel. So it can be anybody. It can be Siddhas, it can be angels, it can be guides, it can be archangels, it can be your own guru, it can be a deity, anything. The simplest thing, if it is too overwhelming, sometimes it can be too negative. So that time what you do is simply the same thing. You the light in you, expand it, surround it, and then call upon your guides, whomever you trust. Call upon, and if it is too overwhelming, if you can't handle, that is the time we take external support. And then invoke them and just visualize them cutting the cords. It's like a sort of light they have in hand, and these might look like, what is this? Superstition, but it works. Powerfully, it works. So you can just visualize, because what you think, what you project is what really happens. It's frequency. That's how you manifest things. So when you do that, whoever is it, you call upon and you just say, cut the cords. Cut the cords means what? There are many people or things that can be connected to you ethically. There can be beings, that can be people only. Most of the time, it's people only projecting, projecting their fears, projecting their worries, projecting their attachments, projecting their hatred, projecting their expectations, projecting their missing syndromes. All this, it gets ethically, the cords get connected to you. Sometimes, if you are very aware, you can feel it even in which part. Like sometimes you might feel heaviness in this part, sometimes in back, sometimes in the leg, sometimes in the head, sometimes even that can be felt. But I wouldn't ask you to do that right now, because you have to become very sensitive on that. So even if you do not know, or sometimes you feel something, like just in the ball of that light, and then invoke and visualize them cutting the cords. Immediately you'll see relief. Immediately. You can check it out. So my protectors, whom I used to always call, was Michael Archangel and Jesus Christ. they are they are the warriors of light for me even today. Is that fine?
Thank you
Is
so
that
much.
fine?
That
Okay.
thank
And if you find regularly these things are happening, then project your light in the rooms. If you find too much of negativity at home, cleanse the whole house with the same light of yours. Flood it out. Flood it out, do the cleansing completely. Maybe we'll do some sort session on that sometime, where you can actually heal your homes and the people in it. But we are not changing people. We are simply cleansing the atmospheres, like your office spaces or your homes, your rooms, and all the people. If it is at home, then you cover it up, the whole light, the people in that house are covered in that light. So I have seen drastic changes even in people's mentality, and I've experimented that in my own home. So it works. Maybe we'll do some sessions on it, practical. Yeah, Ratna, go ahead. I think the mic is on.
Yes, Tikti, thank you so much. The last few days have been like so cleansing and so
Good.
elevating. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
It's just that sometimes, uh, I mean, before the situation was like, okay, nobody gave you attention and all those things, but recently people have started giving more attention. I find it so intrusive. It's like, okay,
क्या
what?
प्रॉब्लम क्या है तुम्हारा?
I was like,
नहीं
people want
चाहिए और
to
मिला तो
know.
नहीं चाहिए, नहीं मिला तो
People
चाहिए.
want to know what you're doing. Every small details of my life. I was like, मुझे नहीं बताना है. So, but at the same time, I don't know how to. It's not like one person. It's like every at least few people. So I don't know what changed.
No, no, that's your frequency. See, if it is not one person, if you are attracting similar kind of people into your life who are intrusive, that means your aura is open. You have a very vulnerable aura
Hmm.
that anybody, कोई भी आके मंदिर का घंटा बजा के चला जाए. That can be there. So you
Yeah.
have to change your energy frequencies, because if you are very vulnerable, people can sense it. See, even people
Hmm.
sensing it, some consciously sense it, some unconsciously sense it. Automatically, they are drawn towards you. All those people who want to poke nose here and there, automatically you will find them coming into your zone without you asking for it also, or even without them knowing. Even they
Hmm.
will not know that they are poking. So it's all our frequency. Whatever we want, we attract according to what, uh, like we did it in inner alchemy. How everything is a mirror. Everything is mirroring.
So
So if I want to know about more about my personality, I just must have those prompts where I am looking into the kind of people in my life. Regularly, what kind of people come to me and what do they seek from me? What are they expecting from me? What are they disappointed from me? You'll get to know what are you.
and
That's
this happened
that
right
yeah.
after I took the sankalpa that this year I will learn how to say no. All these people are coming and they're just being so intrusive. Yeah, I think
So you
I
took a
asked for
sankalpa how to say no. I will say no with everybody,
or at least where it is
isn't it?
appropriate. At least where I don't want to, I will firmly say no. And
Okay.
then
So you wanted to say no with no grudges or anything, with complete
no, in the
authenticity. You
sense
wanted to say no.
what I don't want it, I would definitely say I don't want it. Or if I didn't want to go somewhere with somebody, I'll say no, I don't want to come. Things like that. Like I will do with authentically, I'll do what I want to do, not because somebody else wants me to do something. More on those
So
lines.
what's the problem there then? We all do that. No, what is the problem we are facing there
No,
then?
I used to be a people pleaser, and that's when I took that decision. I used to I used to just go with the flow, say okay with whatever comes. Not have your own preferences and things like that. So that is why
Okay.
this sankalpa I took, and once I take that, suddenly the attention seekers are here asking, being intrusive, and all those things. I am
Yeah.
learning to
Then
say no, but I'm still finding it a little difficult to.
no, no, no. That's your sankalpa only. See, anything we take sankalpa. immediately you will find yourself being tested for that. Any sankalpa you take, you start a new project, you start a new work, you take anything, a drid sankalpa, that tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up at Brahma Muhurat and start my pranayam. See, all dunya mein jitne obstacles hai, everything will come to you. That day only you will have a headache. That day only you will have, lack of sleep. Something or the other will come up. Whenever you take a volition, these are very bound to happen. So they will test you. These things will test you on how much you are on that. So there is nothing to get worried about.
So my question is how to
So
put
when
the
these things
right
are happening, you go with
boundaries.
what you're supposed to do. You continue with what you're supposed to do.
Like, what is the better way to put boundaries? Is my question. Thank you.
Boundaries that people don't interfere in your. You create your aura in such a manner. Best boundary is the boundary of your light, because that is not a boundary. I'm talking about boundaries, not walls. Many people build walls. Your light is so. When we have our boundaries of light, what happens is people are not told to get out, that you can't enter my space. It's not that message. It is a very welcoming space, but your light is a frequency. So you are indirectly telling anybody in this frequency only can come in. Are you getting me?
Yes.
When you're radiating that kind of a frequency, you have created that light. You are not telling anybody don't step in. You are actually welcoming them with your light. Here you are welcome. But what will happen? Your light has a frequency. Those who are not matching that frequency cannot enter. Automatically something will happen. They will repulse. That is because of the frequency. So that is the boundary that you are creating. A boundary which is not harsh. So you'll see when you are a frequency of love and light, when you are in your divinity, when you are very positive and you are not cranky or anything like that, you are sitting blissfully, you are sitting cheerfully there. Who has to come will come, and who has to get rejected will get rejected from there. You don't have to sit doing anything there. Are you getting that?
Yes. Thank you.
So there is nothing. We are not sitting here and manipulating people. We are not telling who should come, who should not come. And then we are not keeping a register to see. We are not keeping a 60 camera to see who's coming, who's going. All those records हमारे हाथ में नहीं है. We are just radiating a certain space of who I am. That is what I'm telling. When we radiate mask, you will attract the wrong people. Are you getting that? Inner alchemy means if I am not authentic, if I am a hypocrite, if I'm masking things, I show something and I am something. I say something, I do something. If there is a mismatch, then I am radiating my shadows all the time. So, according to my shadows, I will have people coming into my life, situations coming into my life. That is the reason we are telling get rid of the shadows so that you shine who you really are. And who you really are means those people only who can accept you, who can tolerate your frequency, will be come in your vicinity. Who cannot will stay away automatically and very unconsciously. Even they will not know.
Thank you. Thank you, JJ.
Thank you. Why is it, Bhaiya, that the external problem from people outside are more manageable than our internal close family members? I am disturbed with my own family. Feel that I have to keep away and have limited contact and always be careful so that I don't get hurt by them again. This is called prarabdha. Your family, everybody's family, is the only set of people who is in your life for a major reason. That I always say this. Out of 8 billion people, why only a handful people eat your head? Why only 5, 10 people eat your life, are behind your life, and rest of the 8 billion have nothing to do with you? Have you noticed this? See, in the world, there is no problem with anybody. You are fantastic with everybody, even with strangers. With all the strangers. In fact, you are more at home with a stranger. Anywhere you go, see, I'm in Tiruvannamalai, all strangers, but I feel at home because home people are not here. Family means because you are born with them to finish off the karmic debts. So they are going to be behind you, you are going to be behind them. There is a big drama. That is the reason I'm telling, don't create new dramas with new people. Otherwise, in next Janma, they will become your family. Anybody who is not in your family in this lifetime and you start new karma, new drama with them, and if you are not able to complete it before you leave your body, you will find them in your new family. So all this so-called family is nothing but a bunch of hooligans from previous lifetimes. Your moha, you will tell, oh, this is my husband, this is my son, this is my wife, this is my mother, father. All that you will say, but you don't know the history. If you are able to check the backlog history of who is who, you will simply be disinterested in the whole drama itself. You have not seen that. You're not wanting to look into that. All the people who have this moha problem are stuck only in one lifetime. They don't have the capacity to expand and think. Even think, forget seeing. Even think and see where this kind of a character has come into my life. इससे अच्छा तो दुश्मन है. We don't we tell. Most of the people, 90% plus of the people tell, better than this is my enemy. My enemy from outside तो दुश्मन भी ऐसे नहीं करते जैसे अपने लोग करते हैं. भाई वो अपने लोग लेन देन है. और ये दुश्मन थे पिछले जन्म में. दुश्मन भी नहीं करेंगे बोलते तो. All these people whom you have like this, you were like this in some lifetime before, but they were not your families. But now life plays with you. What is the nature's drama? What does nature do? Suppose, let's say the example of this lifetime. Let's say before leaving the body, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 issues with so many people. Maybe in the family or even outside the family. Maybe you have a nice family this time. But you have one cranky guy in the office, one love affair that's gone very miserable and turned into enemy. And then somebody you took money from or they took money from and that's lying pending. Somebody picked up a quarrel or in the office they did something, some politics, and then you got into vengeance with them and then you took badla, some revenge. Now they are waiting to seek revenge. All these kind of dramas which is there, if it is not sorted out, let's say, when when you go in this lifetime, even let's say all these people are far away from you, what will happen is in the next janma, life will, nature automatically will create a situation, even if they have been miles apart from you, or maybe let's say even they died when you are there, they left their body, but you have unresolved issues with them. Next lifetime, it will calculate in such a manner that you can finish the karma as soon as possible so that you can ascend. That is the whole goal. What is the Manushatan? What is the human goal? To go towards liberation. And what prevents you from going to liberation? All these karmic debt. So nature itself will present you in such a way that all the karmic debts which are there pending, it will place all those people in close vicinity so that you can finish off the karma with them, not very far. And that close vicinity is called family. That's how families are born. So it can be carried forward of the same family from previous lifetime, or it can be from somebody from outside also. Sometimes in this lifetime, who's your family? And let's say you have nice relation with them and all that, and almost done with them, you'll see them in next janma as some friend, some next street friend. Maybe that's your son. But all so perfectly finished, they have nothing to do. Little karma left, some good lane then. Maybe he'll become your friend or she will become your friend. This is how life works. So if you understand this, there is nothing called family inside and family outside. For me, if you ask, I have no this only. I can't differentiate family in and family out. Maybe because of a little attention towards them. We have lived with them little more time. So we have little attachment. That is why we might feel little closeness. But if you operate on the level of karmic interaction with them, it is just like the boy on the next street, or just like your neighbor karmic reaction. Not great, nothing very great to do. Yeah, 1 second, Bhagesh. Can we remove our shadows by deeply contemplating on our karmic relationship with others? I didn't get that time also. Now also I didn't get it. What you're trying to ask? Yeah, let me ask Bhagesh. Maybe you can reframe that question a little more better. What
Hello,
do you
sir.
mean by
Namaste.
contemplating? Yeah, Bhagesh.
Sir, I just wanted to thank you because I have been taking your these webinars since last year, maybe from August, and within
Okay.
7 to 6, 7 months, there has been a tremendous change because I know that I was maybe 19 or 20 when I first read the book Autobiography of a Yogi. And then one friend gave me this book on yoga of Kashmir Shaivism. At that time, I didn't know
Mm.
anything, nor did I even try to read it. But there was always this inside me that I need a guru, I need a guru. There is something lacking. I want to go to ashram and just quit everything and just be there, and maybe something different will happen. And 10 years have gone, nothing happened. And since I have been taking webinars, they have helped me a lot because there were so many questions that I had and there was nobody who could answer it, uh,
Yeah.
that have been answered. And I just wanted to thank you that all the problems, like I do not have these kind of problems, like I have problem with some person or a thing. I do not feel very attached to these things. I do not feel attached to people. And there are very less people in my life that now I talk to. The thing is that sometimes I wonder that it is good that I'm not talking to many people. Like I just talk when it is needed, or just ask somebody how somebody is. But sometimes I wonder that is it my ignorance that I am trying to ignore that part of life by not getting involved, or is it just because I have started these processes, things are started happening and it is a positive thing?
Your question itself says, when you say is it my ignorance? If I'm trying to ignore somebody, itself shows that there is some interest in them. Because if there is absolutely nothing got to do with them, there will be no. This is called a subtle guilt. What you're telling, am I ignoring somebody? So somewhere you're feeling guilty. And if there is guilt, then there is some deal with them, some give and take with them, which you are internally, subconsciously feeling that I'm not able to give them or receive from them. Is it something like that?
No, it's just that I want to go deeper into it. I just want to understand it, that I am on the right way. It's like sometimes I wonder that
See, there is actually no
I
right
just
and
want to
wrong
go
here.
higher.
What we are talking here about is not right and wrong. Because if I tell you this is no, this is not right, then we are simply defining. What is right for you might not be right for others. What is right for me might not be right for you. You have to ascertain and see, do you really want them? If you don't need them, if there is no need for it, then simply there is no need to have any contact. It's as simple as that. But if there is a need, then yes, you must cater to that, because then you must fulfill that, whatever it is. So it again comes down to, is there a need? Is there a genuine need? If it is not there, then there is nothing to feel guilty about. That is how you evolve. As you said, I want to go deeper. You go deeper when you finish all the nonsense of life. All these are nonsenses. All these entanglement with people, place, things are additional headaches only. They will not let you go deeper. Any kind of salamba, any kind of clinging with anything that will prevent you from going. Even I'm not telling that you have to snap off everything. Like you said, it has reduced. Previously it was too much, now it has reduced. That's the right way. Slowly it will keep on reducing, reducing, reducing. And as you reduce, you can ascertain and see all those people who are moving away or you are getting disconnected away from it. Are you feeling okay and satisfied with it? It's not about whether people feel okay or not, because people will never feel okay.
Yes,
Most of the
I
time,
feel
you
I
don't
have.
want a certain relationship in life. Huh?
I am very much okay. I am happy. I
That's
have
it.
time
That's
for
all that
myself.
matters. That's all that matters. But if we are looking, what they are, then I am trying to please them. That's how it's going. So if I am fine with everything, that's fine. Then you might be termed as selfish, but that's not selfish. You're just taking care of your own needs. You are your own priority. In that case, if we are called selfish, then nobody will go towards self-realization.
Yes.
Self-realization and selfish have the first four letters common. Selfish and self-realization.
So,
So self-realization, being alone and becoming nirlamba itself, if you look at it, is like a selfish game, isn't it? I want to self-realize. I want to. Then simply the world will tell you, oh, you are wanting to liberate. What about me? What about me? What about me? You are trying to go on your own. And if you catch that, you will say, oh, I can't be selfish with them. So there you're trying to please somebody else. But if I know what is my priority, I didn't come here to get entangled with all this. Then there is no excuse. You will always keep entangling with somebody. So my work is to disentangle and very cautiously, very skillfully, I disentangle. Skillfully means not running away from responsibilities or things like that. And just because somebody said, now I have to disentangle. So I mercilessly, ruthlessly, no. I have to check out whether it is really needed or if it is fine, if I am finishing my karmic ties. And if I feel contented that I am doing the right in my stride, then I need not feel anything about what others feel. And
so
that is how you evolve. There's something else you were telling. I missed out on that. Could you just repeat the first thing that you were saying something
uh,
before this thing?
yoga on Kashmir Shaivism. I don't know. I was just saying that I've been
Yeah,
taking
you're
your
talking about.
sessions since 6 months or 7 months, and they have been really helpful. Everything. And yes, I wanted to ask you one more thing. That is it possible to see Pran like through eyes and smell the astral smell? Like, what is it? I
Why do you want to do that?
no, I sometimes it just happens. So I just wanted to know, maybe ego playing game.
No, it's two things. I just want to know if it is happening and you want to make sure if this is what is happening, if you're asking in that manner,
Yes,
or it
yes.
is not happening and you want to experience those.
No, it is. I think it is
It's happening,
happening.
you mean to say.
Yes. Like,
Okay. So it can happen. It can happen as you become more and more subtle. So you will become open to more and more subtler things. You can hear subtle sounds. You can have subtle visions. You can see subtle kind of things, or you can hear. You can feel subtle touches. These are all
uh,
panchindriyas. Every panchindriya has a subtle zone. Smell
yes,
also.
right.
You can feel subtle smells when it's not there. No dhoop, no agarbatti and all this, but you can feel two types of smells. One is dirty smell. One is pleasant smell. And dirt, there is no dirt anywhere, but you can feel dirty smell. And there is no good agarbatti or things like that anywhere, camphor or things like that, but you're feeling good. These both are astral smells. And depending on the smell that you get, that kind of entity is there around.
The thing is happening is there is ringing in my ears all the time. And smell is not like dirty or good. It's just different smell. Like it is not here. It is maybe coming from inside, or I don't know, but it is in my nose. I feel like that. And regarding seeing is like I see, you know, like when on DD channel there used to be those dots, like gray, black and white dots in uh, the space. That is what I see. Those are kind of things
You see
happening.
or you
So I
hear
just
that kind
wanted
of
to,
something.
I hear buzzing, a ringing.
Oh, that's called white noise. Those Doordarshan
Yeah,
type of
white noise.
kind of sound,
Yes,
that's called white noise. Yes, that is a
I
subtle
see
sound.
that, and I
Yes,
hear ringing in my
those
ears,
are
and
subtle,
there is
subtle.
um, some kind of smell in the nose. I don't know what it is. So I just wanted
Yeah,
to
those are
know.
all
I
subtle
just do not
signs.
want to go
They are all
into
subtle
this.
signs only. They are all subtle signs only. You can simply observe them and let go of it because they are not going to be permanent. They will come, they will go. They might be for a long time, they will go. So I have had all these kind of experiences. They will come and go, but they are very subtlety. The more subtle you become, you'll sense all those things. Like even the smell in the nose that you're saying, it will not be forever. It will go up. Ringing in the ears can stay for very long. My ringing in the ears started when I entered into Chidakasha, the caves of Bhagavan Nityananda in Kanangad, and it still rings. And it rings when I enter a very high frequency zone. It's very sharp, the white noise. It becomes very sharp in the head. And other places it goes up. So sometimes when I'm very energetic or something like that, I can hear it buzz like anything or near a Jiva Samadhi. So that simply shows the sensitivity. But it can be very disturbing, but you need to get used to it. Because many people go to the doctor and the doctor look into it and they say you have got otitis media or you have got tinnitus. So what the ear doctor, ENT doctor will always put a label on the people with ringing is called tinnitus. They will say you have got tinnitus. And that's treated as a disease. Then you will get to have tablets, nice tablets from them.
Yes, sir. So
But
that was,
many of the spiritualists have these kind of symptoms.
yeah, that was what all I wanted to know,
Huh?
that it's on the right way. I mean, like not going to doctor and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
See, if it gets overwhelming for you, then I will never say don't go to a doctor. I'm the last person to say that. I will never say go to a doctor. I will never say don't go to a doctor. It is all on how you are able to deal with it. I told you right now. I still have ringing in my ears, but I know if I go to the doctor, what will happen. So I can go to the doctor also. If it is too disturbing for me, it is distracting now. What should I do? Then I can go to the doctor. But if it's okay with me and I'm just in the witnessing mode and it doesn't bother me, then it's fine.
Yes, sir. And I just really wish to attend one of the um, live classes at Arunachala. Um, if
Retreats, you're most
by
welcome.
grace, if it happens, I will try.
Yeah, you can come in June actually. You can come in June, 2 months later. I'm still in
Uh,
Tiruvannamalai only. You can be here. In June, you can apply for it and you can come.
yes, sir, I want to, but the situations are like that. So I'm just waiting for some time.
I don't know, your situation is bigger or your Lord is bigger. If
Lord
your
is.
situation is bigger, then what? No, I cannot say anything. Then the situation is greater than the Lord Himself, the Creator. What to say? No.
No,
Then
in
so
these
be it. That only will win then.
in these 7 months, this is what I have understood, and that is why I just do not uh, talk for so long or just write big messages, because I know this is all rubbish. If it has to happen, it will happen. So I just try to keep it short and crisp.
See,
And
see, if it has to happen, this many people say this. Many people say this. अगर भगवान को होना है तो I'll come. अरे भगवान will come and give anybody this award or he will come and book your ticket. He will put your a thought in your head. and he will make you only do it.
Yes.
So if
Yes.
God willingly it has to happen, means it's not that things will just come and fall, and then the people who are opposing will say, when are you going? Come, let us come and drop you there. Things like that is not going to happen. You only will have that thought, and you will, even if odds are there, you will feel like, no, I'll go beyond those odds. So who's giving you that
Yes.
courage? That's the Bhavan that's doing from within. That's how it happens. Everything is arranged through you only. Thought comes to you, it makes you do. That is what we discussed yesterday.
Yes.
Parabhairava is all Parabhairava's play only. If that play has to happen, you only, that from within only that thing will happen and it will make you do. Though that God is not from outside. That God is not sitting on the hill here, Arunachala, telling that, let me, uh, next Bhagyashri is on the list. Or this one is not on the list. And then it says, Chalo usko bulao. And then the Ganas will come and make bandos for you to come. Nothing of that sort. The Lord from within only calls you without, because both are holographic stuff only. So as I told you yesterday, we were discussing Paravairav, Arunachala calls means I getting recently this feeling that inside. So I have to explain. Like I come rushing towards, this is the hill. I come rushing towards this hill, and when I come rushing towards this hill, I feel I'm going inside. Very difficult to explain. And that is where Ramana is telling the hill is yourself. That is what exactly he's trying to say. That hill is not separate from yourself. Because we are projecting things outside, we have these outside experiences. But internally also it's happening. It's a very mystical kind of an equation.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
Thanks.
you were telling about mm, Kashmir Shaivism and Yoganand Paramahamsa's book.
Yes, sir.
You said somewhere at age 20 you had that.
Yeah. Yes, a friend gifted
You read
me
the book,
both
right?
of them. Yeah. And I could
Ah,
relate at that time to autobiography of a yogi, because it was in a like story format and magic's happening, and I just wanted to go. But Kashmir Shaivism was a lot deeper than that. And
yes.
I had watched a video of Jiddu Krishnamurthy. He said that the once you start observing, the observer becomes the observed. And uh, that was the moment something clicked in my mind, and there was something related to that in Kashmir Shaivism too. I understood that, uh, like, it was a grace that I understood what he wanted to say. But then over the years, I forgot, and now it's again coming back.
Yes, because that is our ultimatum. The ultimatum is reaching Shiva Sutras. If somebody reaches till Shiva Sutras, Kashmir Shaivism, they're very close to what Ramana is trying to explain. They have a very intrinsic connection. I was trying to figure out. See, yesterday I was thinking about it. Arunachala and we are linking Shiva Sutras. I was just thinking if Ramana had got Shiva Sutras in his hands. Because see, he he is a Videha Mukta. They don't learn from outside. But in Shiva Sutras, there is a mention very clearly that, especially in the 9 Shaktipatas, yesterday you were telling, there are only three: Mand, Madhyam, and Tivra. In that, there are three, three, three. So it becomes 9. In those Dikshas which are there, Shaktipat which is there, I told Tivra, Tivra he got. So likewise, if you come lower in the central type of Dikshas, you'll even find the central is all Guru Dikshas. Most it's done through a mediator. There are even Dikshas where a guru might not find the right match. They might seek higher seekers, but they will not find it. And in that case, they will prefer working on higher planes, but not on this lower plane, earth plane. So in that cases, the masters work in different planes. Same way, the students also, maybe at times they might not get an environment or a guru conducive
Yes,
here.
sir.
So after leaving the body, they will prefer to take diksha somewhere on that different plane. We must understand this guru and shishya does not happen only on earth plane. It happens on higher levels also, higher astral planes also. The dikshas take place there also. Sometimes the shishya can have obsession with power. I want power. I want pleasures. I want all these things are there. So, and the guru sees that. So the guru gives them that actually. Power is given, maybe in this or higher locus, so that they go and experience it completely. So there are examples where people have experienced the obsession with powers. I want to have powers. So they, like in Swargaloka or something, they experience it completely there. And they finish off that, exhaust. And they get Diksha there also. So autobiography of Yogi, what you're saying? Yukteswar Giri ji, who's there?
Yes, yes,
Uh,
Swami Yukteswar ji,
Yogananda Paramahamsaji's guru's guru. Lahiri
Guru's Guru.
Masaji's guru. Yukteswar Giri ji. If you, he is known to have operated in the higher planes and given initiations in the higher level, not on earth, because he never found people here much. He was not interested to work here. So he left this plane and he went, he said, I'll initiate people on high, because there, your eligibility is not there. It's very difficult to get. All these things happen in that manner. So I was thinking, Ramana Maharshi ji has got Tivra Tivra Diksha. They are Videha Mukta. He was pulled here and he has no idea of Shastra, Jnana, and all these things. But Jnana came into him. His disciples brought like Upadesh Saram things, and then he could relate. Very easily he could relate, put things into place. Because, and then he thought, how what is happening to me is there in that scripture. See the innocence. It's like what's happening to me, how can it be there? And when he found it there, he said, wow, this is a great thing. Then he emphasized like Devi Kalutra and things like that, because that is what he was trying to teach. And now when he got that right scripture in his hand, he simply brought them out. So I was thinking yesterday why? Today morning only I was thinking that yesterday we talked about it and I was thinking like, if Ramana Maharshi ji would have got Shiva Sutras in his hand, probably that didn't come here. Whatever came, whoever disciple brought that he brought out. Even Yoga, Vasishtha and all that. I was thinking if Shiva Sutras would have come, how would he have brought it up? Because his translations are very beautiful, with a different angle. So I was thinking that, and then today I was reading something, and I'll show you. Shiva Sutras is actually linked with Ramana. And I said, wow, this is morning only I was thinking about it. And yesterday only we had a session where we linked Arunachala and Shiva Sutras. And in Shiva Sutras, I read Ramana Maharshi's name. So here, 17th Sutra, Vitarka Atma Jnanam. Deliberation leads to knowledge of the self. The word Vitarka means deliberation, reflection, contemplation. That is. So 17th number is dedicated to Ramana Maharshi. Here in the Shiva Sutras, it mentioned. What they say here. How does it lead to the knowledge of the self? One deliberates on the self, means one contemplates on the self. One asks oneself the question, who am I? This method was made famous by Ramana Maharshi in the first half century of the 20th century. First half of the 20th century. Although the Shiva Sutras were revealed in the 8th century, Ramana Maharshi ji lived in the 20th centuries and there are many similarities in the teachings. I was like, wow, because yesterday we did that session and I read
Yes,
this
sir.
today. I was just going through this, I read this because this what I'm referring to is a different book. So there are multiple different books. I was seeing this version and Ramana Maharshi's name came here. So Ramana Maharshi called this process as self-inquiry. Every time a thought arises, one should ask, who am I? To whom does these thoughts belong to? Mind is nothing but our ego, and it goes on. And then he says, Ramana Maharshi called this direct method for self-realization. Now, interestingly, jokingly, here he says, he compared the ego to an uninvited guest in a wedding party. When the uninvited guest is sought for, the guest, sensing trouble, quickly disappears. So see how he's talking. I didn't refer this anytime. Maybe he has told somewhere. But this person who's written about the Shiv Sutra translation commentary, he's writing this about Ramana.
Hmm.
That Ramana compares the ego to an uninvited guest in a marriage party. So without a card, somebody gets into the, and while they want to eat food or something, and then somebody spots them and they come to know, oh, somebody's going to catch me. They leave. So he's telling ego is like that. If you watch it, if you become aware of it, it leaves. This one and one more somewhere, uh, Ramana's name was mentioned. So, anyways, what I'm trying to tell is this is a beautiful connection. If Ramana would have had Shiva Sutras, it would have been just delightful. But I think we can do it, even if Ramana has not done it, because you can see the very close link between the 17th verse is completely on who am I. So Shiva Sutras, 18th century, 8th century, this was revealed. And they say Ramana came in 20th century. So what Ramana is doing is actually Shiva Sutras only. Basically, that's what they're trying to tell. And everything comes from Shiva Sutras. Yesterday I told even Buddhism came out of Shiva Sutras. Jnana Bhairav Tantra. The first Tantra on the breath, watching the breath, Anapana Sakti. Buddha did it. And that became Buddhism. So similarly, you can say the 17th verse of Shiva Sutra became Ramana Maharshiji's Tattva here. Who am I? Completely. And that is also there in Yoga Vasishta. Now, when I say Buddha did Shiva Sutra, it doesn't mean he went and studied Shiva Sutras. Okay. Buddha did not go and study Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. I am sure this is what I can, my insights are very clearly that Buddha did not study those. It was spontaneously in him. He did something very spontaneously, and that is relatable in Shiva Sutras. Maybe even he is not aware that this is from Shiva Sutras. Just like Ramana is not aware of the scriptures, but it's already there in the scriptures. What Ramana did, and then he says, "Oh, what's happening to me? I was there in the scriptures." Even my own experience, I'm telling you, right? 3 years I'm doing this, shifting into awareness. Where did I know it's there in the scriptures? Now I find it. It's all there in Vigyan Bharatantra, whatever we are doing. So that means every human being that is internally guided follows that path of the Lord only, whichever is there. Automatically they fall into that, whether it is taught to them or not. Very naturally it comes. So all these books coming into our hand, it all has a deep meaning. Timely, they come. But the book might come and you might not be ready to understand it. That's also another thing. But the book can come, and when the time comes, you'll use that book. Like, for example, the first time I came to Tiruvannamalai, before coming to Tiruvannamalai, I was attending a shivir of my guru in Chennai. And there was one friend of mine, I don't see him now, Karthik NG. He came and he met and we hugged each other. And very good friend he was, very nice gentleman from Chennai. And he said, Jacob, I want to give you a gift. And he gave me a gift. It was a book. And the book's name is Ribu Gita. So I took that Ribu Gita and I went to home and I contemplated, ये क्या है? कुछ पल्ले ही नहीं पड़ रहा. Everything goes on the head only. 2, 3 years I tried to look into that book. I couldn't understand even a single thing. And now I'm planning to take a course on that here, Ribu Gita. It's one of the highest text and very, very subtle. Ribu Gita is there here in Ramana's. So Bhagavan Ramana has worked on that also. Very high scripture it is, and very, very, very sukshma it is. In fact, Dr. Anita sent me twice that request that you take on Ribu Gita. I said, we are not ready for all those things. Very high scripture. These are all third level zones. So simply taking those scriptures and discussing about it and glorifying it and just thinking, wow, nahi hota. We have to be prepared for it. So even Kashmir Shaivism is like that. So the book can come in your hand, but when the time is right, it will happen. That's what now you can recollect. The book came very early into your hand, but now you're understanding what it
Yes.
is. Yeah, Shilpa, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, greetings.
Thank you. Greetings.
Yeah, yeah. So last few days have been very intense for me. The purging has been intense, and actually, what has happened is there is a deep wound, which is like, I lost my mother when I was in school. So, like, 10th standard, like 14 years. And it was all of a sudden, and she was a world for me, actually. And her passing away had a deep impact on me. Like my whole personality changed. And I was under that impact for a very long time, actually. And the thing is, like, whenever I do any, like, I have done so many pratiprasavs and this thing, I want to release that, and it has released also. But today morning, when I did that, I again went to my mother and again did that inner alchemy practice, and it was very, very intense, very intense. And what happened is, like, afterwards I was about doing my normal things. But since afternoon, I noticed that I'm feeling very tired. And now, since evening, what has happened is, like, my body is aching, joint pain, heat all over my body, actually. So that is what I am
Hmm.
feeling. And I remember very distinctly, I remember that after she passed away for 1 year, I was just remembering her and crying in the evening. That also has an impact on me, that, in the evening, I feel very restless, I feel gloomy, I feel very sad, I feel very depressed. So I don't know now, like, I mean, what is the way, like, if you can just guide me, like, uh, how do I deal with this? How do I handle
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, I understand. I can relate with it. It's very deep wounds. All these kind of wounds, especially when you are loving somebody or you're attached to somebody, dependent on somebody. When it happens, it can be a very deep wound. But again, as we evolve on this path, the only way to fulfill those wounds are to evolve and understand who you really are. So the more I move, like you, I remember you telling, I'm not interested in knowing who am I. And your solution is in knowing who am I. You will have to, because all these practices will eventually take you there. It's simply preparing you to understand who am I. Once you start understanding, I am this eternal presence, and start moving into that, from that zone, you cannot have a mother, father, husband, wife, all these things. It becomes a Nirvana Shatakam. So Nirvana Shatakam is not what he's telling, na mata, na pita, na sakha, na bandhu, na guru, na shishya. He's not telling leave all this. He's telling when you become Shivoham, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, these all things don't matter. You know. So that is the permanent solution for all this. Temporarily, you can, hide and seek, we can play all these things, we can meditate, all those things can happen. But the temporary wound filling is as you evolve and more get more into the self of realizing who I really am. So it can take time and it's okay. Maybe you'll have more episodes of little more gloominess and loneliness. All those things are there. They are all bound to happen. So that's okay. That's nothing to feel like, why am I still feeling this? Despite all these releases. And what you say, the intensity that's happening, you're feeling intense and all that. Intense means we have held it that strongly. The more strongly you hold, the more strong the release will be. So it's good. If the grip has been strong for all this while and intensively it has to go also, that is also fine. All these things will settle down with time. The intense heat felt in the body is Shaktipat. That's the activation of Kundalini. Anytime heat in the body, it's a clear indication. Many of you write that. I'm feeling heat in the body. Heat is nothing but Kundalini activation. So when the Kundalini is active, the consciousness is raising, or it could be even Shaktipat happening. Shaktipat, as we are discussing now in Shiva Sutras, you are eligible for that grace. Whenever you feel entitled, it is all in your grace. Like what is it? Yesterday we read. Shaktipata of Parabhairava is always at your disposal. You only have to become aware of it. So you have to become aware of it means we are doing this practice of awareness. The more you become aware, you align, you can have Shaktipata. So you can have kriyas, you can have awakening, you can have kundalini, you can have burst of laughter, you can have burst of joy, you can have burst of tears, you can have anger, you can have all these heat symptoms, you can have cold symptoms. All these are symptoms of awakening and rising of the kundalini and shaktipat happening. So they are all good signs. It eventually has to go, but we need not be desperate on the end result. When will it come? Whenever it comes, what did I say? Let it take a lifetime also. Who cares? Let it go bit by bit, or let it be taken away in one big lot. The Lord knows it. Shaktipata, the cleansing, the grace. Let the grace wipe me at one stroke, or let it wipe me like a breeze, little by little. Or let it take little away from me, or let it snatch everything. Whatever, let it. I am just ready. That is called the readiness for Shaktipat. Tivra Shaktipata, I said. No? Not everybody is
Yes.
eligible. Tivra is one only is not eligible. Tivra, there are three. Most of us, most of us are still in Manda Shaktipata. Guru, when it comes, it's all Manda Shaktipata. All this, what you see, slowly happening, the Guru giving mantra, the activation happening, this is all Manda. Tivra, you cannot, you will explode. So to come to a level of Tivra, that eligibility of that nerves should be able to handle that kind of Shakti. So that comes with multiple small Shaktipatas. So that eligibility which is there, let us be eligible slowly. So there is no hurry. That's why I'm saying there's no hurry. And we cannot hurry also. It will slowly only be taken because the nature knows, the God consciousness knows, the innate cosmic intelligence knows how much we can handle. And that way it will be taken away. So the mind might want to grasp earlier result. That's how we also want to get liberated, right? I want liberation now. I want self-realization now. All those things can come in our mind, but it doesn't happen that way. That is the reason I tell you one sutra is when it happens, let it happen. Let it take my whole lifetime. Who cares? Because when you don't put targets to it and you say, let it happen at age 80, who cares? Your whole tension only is gone. But if you say in 8 months I wanted, 8 years I wanted, then those things are there. So the process of what you call the pleasure we have been enjoying. So why not enjoy the process of pain? And that's what Parabhairava is all about. When the Lord has entered into the play, it is fully aware that there is pros and cons. And he is fully aware of it. You think Parabhairava is not aware of the sufferings that's happening in this world? Collective. There are wars happening. There are so many things that's happening, but it's all the part of the internal play. What the internal play has created, he's simply aware of it. Why he is not jumping into it and telling, I must clean this whole. It's a play, Sooner or later, one day it has to end. We do not see that the game in that manner. We only see the immediate results. We want the immediate results, but we are not seeing the whole drama. It will end one day. One day it is going to finish because nothing is forever. This too shall pass. When pleasure is there, that has passed away from us. Happiness has passed away from us. So why is it difficult for us to understand the pain also will pass? That also will go. So we must be operating in the middle zone. So the pain is coming, the pleasure is coming, or a parent is coming and a parent is going. A relationship is coming, a relationship is going. Life is coming, life is going. This, if you understand, it is coming and going, then why we get most of the time stuck is we feel this is permanent. Like I am feeling the pain of the separation from my beloved. Not forever. There are even chances that if that link is very strong, you will meet them on the other plane, on the other side. All that things are there. See, if the contract is that we must play the game a little more, then this is a temporary separation. Please understand. You can meet on the other side. It's all about how I want to play. Do I want to continue with that? Then that will happen. If you say, no, I'm done with it, okay, I have some pain and all, but I am now realizing that I am not this drama player. That's why I say the permanent solution is there. Temporary solution, you will get many. That maybe on the other side you'll meet. Temporary solution. But how long are you going to meet there also? Again, temporary, that also will pass. Permanent solution is realizing I am not any of these drugs. So your permanent solution is there. So what you want, you can choose to play. This also can be played, that will be given. Because see, that is what it says. The Shiva Sutras again says, let me read that. Ichha Shaktir Uma Kumari means the power of desire is the goddess, consort of Shiva. So these desires, what we have, is the Shakti only, part of Shiva only. So if I have desires that I must play the game, it will be fulfilled. There is no rule. I must not have desires also here. Those rules, why people tell, why Buddha tells you should be desireless, because all the people who go to desire, who go to Buddha say that I want to attain nirvana. Then he says, give up your desires. If you want nirvana, give up your desires. But if you want to play around, you can play around.
So my
So here
point,
it says, no, I get it, but I'm also talking to multiple people here. According to the desire abiding in the heart, God brings about creation of what has been desired. This is what causes the sun, moon to reach its end, resulting in awakening of the embodied. Okay, that's fine. So even in dream state, from a continuous request for one desire, God is always abiding in the center of oneself, will certainly manifest most vividly the objects that are desired. Means even your dreams are nothing but the Lord fulfilling your desires, even in the dream state. So the Parabhairava is through this Shakti form is fulfilling your desires in the Jagrita, in the dream state also. Because that is what this sutra is trying to tell is it's okay to have desires. So here what I'm trying to say is I have to analyze on what am I seeking. Am I seeking more of drama in my life? Am I seeking more of these kind of interactions and entanglements with, because why I'm telling more of entanglements is I sometimes I cannot let go. Somebody has passed over, I can't let go. Or somebody has left me in a relationship, I can't let go. Or somebody, my enemy, I can't forgive. All these are examples I want to play the game more. That's what I'm trying to point out. I have to analyze and see, do I want to play the game more or do I want to end it all? If I want to end it all, then I put an end to the desire, like Buddha says. Because I'm not interested in any of these entanglement. And how will I know that this is not interesting? I have to raise my consciousness and become aware of the self. The more I move into myself, I will understand all this is falseness. The more I'm not in the self, all these will appear very real. And that real appearance is what gives me pain. The wound, what we call as wound, I'm unable to get over it, means I'm more and more in that self. So the only solution is Instead of working on this one hour, I want to get rid of this thought. Let the thought be. Let that experience come. Let you experience that pain also. Because that pain that you experience of separation is nothing but your prarabdha. Everything is supposed to be. The pleasure and the pain is prarabdha. So you are supposed to go with it. Now I have two options: whether I undergo that prarabdha with a sense of maturity, or do I struggle in it? Struggle in it, I'll get stuck in more of pain and more of retaliation or more of seeking to get out of it. And all those things, struggles will be there too much. So shifting more and more into that awareness of who I am, that if we are moving our interest, that should come very naturally. So when you said that I don't feel interested in who am I said, fine, that's great. This is not needed. And I said, the more you release this, automatically you will go into who am I. You need not focus on that also. So right now, if you only focus on whatever is going, let it go. This is the manthan that's happening. Halal wish in different formats that is coming in misery, pain, and all these things. But I will become Neelakanta. Instead of that, if I drink it, I am committing like suicide. I'm dying, literally dying in that pain. Or if I puke it out, then others will die out of my puking as the result of that. But I neither go that way. I'm Neelakanta. Neelakanta means the strength to withstand these kind of situation, the dark night of the soul, this phase, this low phase sometimes which we go through. It's all a part of cleansing. So what I'm trying to tell is this too shall pass because I don't die. I might say the whole Janma is going, let it go. Next Janma I'm there, fresh. I don't die. Body goes. So if you move more into that, you become very carefree. Yeah, Shilpa, now you can tell what you're saying.
So actually, this particular thing I have let go, and uh, but it resurfaces in phases. Actually, it's not gone totally. Now that I am talking to you in a normal tone and all itself is a great thing, because there used to be a time when anyone used to mention a word mother, I used to be in tears actually. So, over a
Mm.
period of time, last 10, 15 years, I have really worked on this. But what happens is, it actually, I feel I have let go, hold that episode or that thing. But then I have realized, I have seen the pattern that it resurfaces in phases actually. And
See,
I have
it,
to
it
work
is
upon it.
happening. It is happening in your words. It is very clear. The let go process. Who is the one who's let going?
Ego.
I'm simply asking, who is the one who's, that's what you have to understand. This let go is a process of the one that there is a big struggle there. The ego is struggling to let go, release, all these things. So that is the reason I'm telling these patterns, what we are going, one we go into the victim, there let go is okay. But then there is another side we shift into. And we go into the divine presence and look at everything as simply nonsense and dissolve it into thin air, into light. There, as awareness, I know. So that process is more important for you. More important. You have to work more on that aspect, not just this. Because if even this becomes 80% and then 20%, you will feel stuck here. It has to be 50-50%. As a victim, you play and then you move there. And slowly, your light zone must increase more and more. And this victim zone should go off: the ego, the doer, the giving up, the let goer. All these things should go up. So if you let go, then it will come back. Then again, you will have to let go. That is why you're not able to get over it. And as you said, this wound which is there that you're holding on, that this thing, because somewhere you are holding yourself very responsible. Probably that's what I feel. You have held yourself very responsible for it. You have gone into a self punishment mode, or you have gone into a lack of self respect, self-worth, where you're saying, I don't deserve this, or I don't deserve that this happens to me. I didn't deserve this kind of a life. I didn't deserve to not have somebody when everybody's having. So this comparison notes that has been conditioned into your being, you that became a belief very strong in you. And then that worthlessness or that guilt can manifest a lot of troubles on the body. It's self-invoked punishment. So I like to be more into that. It is a self-punishment. I punish myself. Why I was not it. Even a child can feel it's my fault, or why was I not able to do anything in that situation? Maybe I was not ready. I was not mature. That's enough. Whole life we can keep brooding that I was not doing it, and that self-hatred, self-worthlessness, and self-guilt can cause a lot of troubles there. So once we understand this very maturely, that I'm harming myself, these wounds, what we call, is nothing but the ego's cry. Okay. Ultimately, it comes to that. It's the ego's cry, and there is no end to the ego's cry. Please understand. Today it might cry, tomorrow it might, but there's no end, because it the more it strives, the ego means the aham, anaman. So because of the ego only, I have all these relationships. Didn't I say husband, wife, father, mother? Why did they come? Because of animal. So if I dissolve the animal, the whole thing you will come to know it's just a play. Whatever we are calling as somebody special, you do not know. Thousands of lives you must have trumbled with them in different formats. It's a give and take. It's happening. So that seriousness should start dissolving. This subject, which is so serious, it's about life and death, about my people, my pain, that that seriousness of that play or the drama, that should dissolve slowly, and that will happen when you elevate more and more into your soul level, and the more you must live and thrive in that reality of how life is, and you'll see these things just dissolving. See, these things I can relate very well because I've been through all this. I know how it feels, and how I know. But today I don't feel anything. I'm telling you. Even the most, my father died in front of me, almost in my lap, and I saw him leaving the body. And though he had done things to me, he had done very good things to me also. Most of my good samskaras come from my father, though he was a narcissistic. So I cannot blame him only for the negative part. So when he left his body, I was feeling that pain of losing, and I knew he's leaving. So at that time, even I did not have an understanding what is death. I didn't know spirituality, but something within me was talking to him, and I knew he's going. And I was telling you, it's fine. You're fine. And he was trying to express something. He couldn't talk because one by one his indriyas were shutting down. And I was only telling, I understand what you're saying. And he relaxed. The moment I said, I understand what you're saying. So I was there in his transitioning. That was very traumatic for me at that time. For a couple of years, I said, I'll never get over this. But today I can laugh over it. I'm telling you. Right now, I can laugh over it. The whole episode. Laughing means what? Because you go beyond that drama. Now it might hurt when I say drama. My drama also is that time very big. The trauma comes from there. Taking that seriously. Mine, me, and mine. So the strong the me and mine, the stronger that pain of loss will come. Even in this life, all those who are listening also, all this me and mine only is the cause of your pain and your fear of losing. This fear, anxiety, I might lose this. Why? The more stronger your I and mine attachment is, you'll have fear. And in case you lose it also, then the trauma will be more. So before getting into all this kind of stuff, it is better to destroy this anomaly, this arm. So for that, there are higher practices that we do here. More and more you shift into that. That will permanently heal the situation. But it'll take time, and let it take time. That's what I'm trying to say. Let it take time.
I am okay with the time, how much ever it takes. I mean, there's no hurry.
We
But
have an
what
option, Shilpa.
Huh?
Do
Pardon
you
me?
have any optional? Do you have? You said
Uh,
I'm okay with the how much our time it takes. Do you have any option?
See,
Do I have any
I
option?
am, yeah, so I am at this stage that, whatever comes, whatever goes, goes, so I am there where I am actually. So
Yes.
that's okay. But the most important thing that you told is be in the light more and more. What may have happened and might have happened is maybe I concentrating on purging more rather than being on in light more.
Yes.
So that is the best part
80-20
that
ratio
you
that is.
said. Yes, that is what you said is like I got it that yes, I have to work upon it. And see, this platform is so open. I also want to be as open as I can because I'm helping myself. See, if I don't
You can.
express
That is what this
myself,
clarity session is for. Yeah.
if I don't express myself, how will I get what is the solution to my problem?
You
So
express.
there
Who's
is
stopping
some,
you?
yeah. So that's the thing. So yes, so this is one point that that is going to help me going ahead. And thank you so much for that because that's the reason I wanted to actually very keen on expressing and sharing this today. And that's what
That
happened
is the
because
reason only this platform is made. Express.
yeah, so in the evening only, I was feeling very restless, and I was wondering how do I face this or how do I handle this? Is there a solution to this or something like that? And at the same time,
That is what
you
I'm telling. That is what I'm telling. See, today evening you felt that way. Yesterday evening, what you were feeling?
yesterday evening was not the same. Yesterday evening it
What
was
was it?
different actually. Yesterday I
What
was
was it?
busy. Yesterday I was busy with my work actually.
So that mode changed, and today
Yes,
you had a new mode. So what made
yes.
you feel that tomorrow also forever I'm going to be in the zone? That ignorance is what is causing the problem. Anxiety. What you take it permanent? It's not permanent. It's going to pass. It's just going to pass. You should remember that it's going to pass.
Yes.
You compare your
Uh,
yesterday, day before yesterday. It's all changing all the time.
Yes, it is, and it is changing very fast. That I have also experienced, and I am experiencing that. But as I told you, I
Now
felt
you
that
tell
I
me
am
one thing.
stuck somewhere. Yes,
You felt yesterday evening something. Okay.
yes, yes.
Can you think about it? How are the feelings?
Feelings were normal. I know it precisely because see, I'll
Not
tell you
that, not
why.
that, not that, not that, not that.
Huh, huh.
Yesterday you said I was feeling anxious.
No, not yesterday. Today evening.
Today evening, sorry. Today evening
Today
you are
evening.
feeling anxious. Can you
Yes,
recollect that feeling?
yes. I was.
Does it feel the same?
No, not now.
Which is real? What is happening now is real, or in the evening what happened that is real?
Both are unreal.
That's the point.
Both are
That's the
unreal.
point. That's the point. If you get that much, the solution is there.
See, I realized one thing that what happens is you need to know when you have to pull back. Actually, if you go into the purging, you should not get carried away. You should come back to your self, actually, who you
इसलिए तो
are.
बोलता हूँ ना, awareness means wear the gloves and only enter.
Yes,
Don't never enter as a victim. I told this many times.
yes, yes, yes,
You'll get sunk in it.
yes, yes. Uh, so,
Before doing the process, you have to always be elevated and then enter into it.
yes. So, can I share one thing?
Mhm.
Uh, so this morning when I was working, all of a sudden I had a feeling of gratitude to everything around me, that is helping me and all that stuff. And I was expressing gratitude. And
Mm.
all of a sudden this bhajan started ringing. Anandoham,
Mm.
Anandoham, Anandoham, Ananda. And I
Mm.
was like smiling and laughing at myself, like, how this works actually. Maybe I was not aware up till now, but since after this, while doing this inner alchemy, when you said that you have to be aware of thoughts and the reactions and all that stuff, I actually could see, like, so I was wondering from where this Anandoham came. Then I immediately realized that, oh, I was expressing gratitude. And the immediate reaction was this, like, so that was really a wonderful experience. Like, the thought followed by
So
this. So,
at that time, what you should have thought is when
hmm,
you're experiencing that,
hmm.
this too shall pass.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Ah, you said it
Yes,
was
yes.
wonderful. This is where we lack. Whatever you say is wonderful, wow. If you go with that wonderfulness, you will definitely go in the opposite direction. If
Uh,
something is anandam is coming, just be neutral. Don't give too much heat to it because this also is going to pass. Your anandam. Then simply you will be very much neutral and grounded. So when you आप इसको भी ध्यान नहीं दोगे, you will become such neutral that when the opposite comes, like today evening, you will be. Are you getting it?
No, why I was happy is because I could actually figure out from where this is coming. I could link it. And I
Doesn't
was
matter.
saying wow for that.
Doesn't matter. आप लिंक करो कुछ भी करो वो मन की खेल है. देखो, when you have trouble, when I am mood off or I'm having anxiety, I'm there also. Most of the time I can figure out and I say, I know where this sadness is coming from. तो क्या खाक होने वाला है? Even if I know it, what's going to happen? Same way in the opposite direction, I know where the happiness is coming. पर क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है? Both are two different emotions. They will pass.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there is nothing to get excited about the great moments, and there is nothing to get depressed about the bad moments. This is how your life should become. This is Yoga Shishta, how Ram
Right.
was.
Right.
So the whole practice is on that only. This too shall pass. When mind gets too excited, they say, okay. Not that you shouldn't laugh. You enjoy that, but then don't brood over it. Don't carry that over, like, and then don't keep remembering it. Like, I am having a great time. Then if you keep remembering it, you are going to miss it very soon. Then you'll see the difference. Then you'll start comparing. Yesterday evening I was so good. Today evening why like this? All these things will happen.
No, you have not given us a chance to do that because we have to be present and be aware because you have said that, just figure out what is the disturbance with respect to
Yeah.
thought, mind, everything. So you can't be in that thought.
See,
I will miss out
no, no,
then.
no. See, you are doing the process. Half an hour you are doing the process. You are aware of it, your pains, you are living it, everything. But next moment you are switching off, right? Switching off and illuminating everything and destroying everything. And then there can we see this madness? Arey, half an hour back I was crying like mad. And now I've dissolved everything. I'm feeling happy, released. Can't we see it is just a frame of mind?
Yeah.
Moving from this to here. So you are experiencing it there also, you're experiencing. These are all how we take the techniques, the concepts, and finally realize that neither this, neither that.
Right.
So even if you say, you said I have to be aware, you're not forever aware in that. Till you're doing the
No,
process, you're aware, and then you're switching over.
true. True.
See, we should come to
Absolutely.
that state. I'm telling, if somebody is getting into this, let's say I'm going to do my inner child healing, or I'm going into inner alchemy. You know what is the end result. Tell me now. What
Yes.
is the end result? Let us say 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, I'm going to do some shadow work. And I'm going now. And I'm raising. Now, before going into it, you are entering into some zone. What is the end result at 11 o'clock? After 1 hour, what is going to happen?
This you
Tell
come
me.
back to normal and do whatever you are supposed to do actually.
Yeah,
This
you're going to heal it, right? You know you're
yes,
going to transmute it.
yes, yes. It's
So
all going to be light.
these processes, that's what I'm telling. These processes will continue till the day you one day realize if I'm anyhow going to heal it, why get into it?
You are
The
cautious
moment you come
now.
to that frame of mind, you heal it without getting into it. Are you getting it?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah. You see, that's how the healing happens. Till then, you have to do all
yes,
this natak. It's
yes,
all nataki.
yes. True, true. Thank you so
So
much. Thank you
I
so
used to
much.
laugh. I used to laugh when I used to go to these what is it, workshops, and then say somebody is sitting there and poking everybody's ego, and all the ego sadhaks are sitting there, and then the dialogues begin. सोचो क्या हुआ, आप कितने लाचार थे, आप कुछ भी बोल नहीं पाए, you were not able to say anything, and this person starts going into that victim mode. अभी शुरू हो गया drama. Till now he was normal.
Yes,
Now he enters into that drama, recreates the drama, plays the role of the victim, cries and shouts and गाली दिए, क्या क्या करे, कोई मेंढक जैसा कूद रहा है, कोई ये कर रहा है, वो कर रहा है. The ego, all playing, whole bunch of ego jumping. And you just have to know the knack of tickling the ego of everybody. That's all. So ego को tickle करके you're doing all the drama, and then finally you say Shiva is here, and then your guru is here, and everybody is here, and nothing to worry, you will be healed, and this and that, and sing a bhajan, and everybody is fine. And then they go and eat all the goody eatables there. Arey, if
yes,
you maturely look at it, what was all that about? If I have to get into that nonsense and then I have to heal and come, if I'm a true healer, I heal it without getting into that nonsense.
right.
That might not come immediately, but I'm telling you the techniques in all these things. Ultimatum is that only because I'm a victim only, all these programs happen. The more you sit in the victim, so there are very few people to tell, shut up and get out of that victim mode. And like, oh, I know your weakness is the victim. Come sit, I'll heal you. It's straight like that. But if I tell you, you don't need it, you don't need it, and that everybody will not understand. But what I'm telling is, out of that 100%, at least a bunch of wise people might be there who might understand it and simply not need it. Like I'm telling, we cannot cater to the bunch. With the whole bunch, you are giving अनुभवपाय. अरे उसमें शाम्पोपाय भी लोग बैठे हैं लाइन में. They can't relate with it. They are looking up and down. What is this? No अनुभवपाय you do. I cannot. I also sitting there so many years. I can't
Yes.
understand only this because I am not that frequency.
Mm.
So if we can cater according to the needs of individual, which is very difficult. If we have thousands of people, how are you going to do that? Here on smaller level, we can do all that. Individual level, we can address things. So everybody's needs are different. And here you can see some are Shambhopaya, some are Shaktopaya, some are Anuvopaya. Anuvopaya very less. उनको भगा देते हैं. So one filter only is gone, headache is gone. बाकी दो बचा है ना, easily it can be managed. Now imagine if you take everything and start to do, that's the problem. So that is why Shiva says very beautifully, go with the wiser ones first. जो तैयार है उनको पहले cater करो. Then that's why he says, first all of you are worthy of my love and grace. All of you try Shambhopaya. Go from the higher. You can catch it. निकल गए. Let's say 100 people are there and everybody is given Shambhopaya. 20 people might get out of it, or 10 people or 5 people might get out of it. Shambhopaya. बाकी 95 बचे. Okay, next level. शाक्तोपाय दे दो. 15-20 निकले उसमें से. हाँ, बाकी के 70 है आपके अणुपाय. Now sit and give them अणुपाय. खत्म. That is what Shiva Sutra says. Simple. So if it can be catered in that way, all these headaches will go. People getting stuck and feeling confused, and then they're not understanding. Then they're telling, "Oh, nahi raha connection." It is not about the path of the guru. It is this process. The process is handled properly, and it's not that I have not given. I have personally told this many times, but nobody took heed. I have personally told this many times that this is the way we can do it, even without knowing Shiva Sutra. That was making sense at time. Filtration level. So that
No, but
applies here also. what we are doing,
Yes.
all these things are on that level only. So there are people who are very mature here. See, they will not even enter into these zones. There are very common people. You will not see them in these kind of webinars. Why? Because they are only interested in Shambhopaya. They have no other interest. कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. But जरूरी नहीं कि everybody is that way. No, some of us need it. Sometimes we might need 10% of Shaktopaya, 10% of Anvopaya, maybe 80% we are that. So if I want to make that 100, I come down to this level, become humble enough and release it. That is why I tell those people also, itana bhi udo mat. If everybody is thinking that only self-inquiry, it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. That is what happening to these foreigners here in Tiruvannamalai. From 1970s, they are sitting and doing that Shambhopaya. But they're not ready for Shambhopaya. They're not getting it. So now when I'm teaching them shifting into awareness, which is Shaktopaya method, they're seeing the gap. Now they're telling, oh, this connects us to Shambhopaya. Shambhopaya is who am I? Directly you cannot go there. But everybody tries. And so I tell you to keep trying. If you think you can do who am I to try, you will come to know. So technically, it's all about how we handle these all things.
Yes.
Is that fine?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Ji. Yeah, who's this? Bhaskar ji? Yes.
हाँ, आज के मेरे दो अनुभव बोलना चाहता था मैं। हेलो, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
आ रही है? प्रश्न कोई है आपको?
हाँ,
प्रश्न
प्रश्न ही
पूछेगा,
था। हाँ, वही वही
क्योंकि
तो
अनुभव सब आते
नहीं,
जाते रहते
अनुभव
हैं।
नहीं, वही वही प्रश्न पूछ रहा था कि मैं
हाँ,
ध्यान में बैठा था, तो मैं एक एम्प्टी स्पेस में बैठा हूँ, और फिर आंखें खोली तो लगा कि ये सब हम जो देख रहे हैं, पेड़ पौधे सब देख रहे हैं, वो सभी तो एम्प्टी स्पेस में ही है। फिर मुझे लगा कि हम जो प्राणवायु है, हमें सब घेरे हुए है, हमारे भीतर भी है और बाहर भी है। लेकिन जब इंसान कोई मर जाता है, तो फिर उसे उस वक्त जो प्राणवायु है, जो बाहर भीतर उसके आजू बाजू सब तरफ मौजूद है, वो चली जाती है। फिर क्यों चली जाती है, एक मन में प्रश्न उठा। फिर बाद में और शाम में भी वैसे ही थोड़ा सा देखा, मैंने मेडिटेशन करते हुए देखा कि एक चीज, एक मन, एक एक मन कह रहा है कि ऐसा करो, लेकिन दूसरा कह रहा है कि ऐसा नहीं करो। तो फिर जब मैं अवेयरनेस में गया, देखा, तो फिर वो दूसरा मन था, वो जो नहीं बोल रहा था, और वो पहला मन था, दोनों भी शांत हो गए। मैं अवेयरनेस में चला गया। तो जब हम अवेयरनेस में होते हैं, जब पूरी जागरूकता में होते हैं, तो शरीर नहीं रहता है, मन भी नहीं रहता है। लेकिन जो मेरा पहला प्रश्न था कि हम ये शरीर में से जाते हैं तो बाहर ही जाते हैं, तो ये ऐसे कैसे होता है कि हमारे आजू बाजू सब तरफ ही जो वो परमात्मा कहते हैं, उसे वही तो परमात्मा है, लेकिन वो लाइट दिखती नहीं है। लेकिन हम तो वो देखने की कोशिश करते कि हम लाइट है, लेकिन वो अवेयरनेस में हमें लाइट कहीं दिखाई नहीं देती कि मैं अवेयरनेस हूँ, जागरूक हूँ, सब हूँ, लेकिन वो कहीं दिखाई नहीं देता है कि हम लाइट है। तो वही पूछना था कि
किसको दिखना, किसको है?
हाँ हाँ,
दिखना किसको है? लाइट।
दिखना किसी को नहीं है, लेकिन हमें लगता है कि हम लाइट है। वो जो जान रहा है वो क्या है,
हम लाइट
उसे
है?
भी नहीं
ये
समझ।
हम कौन है जो लाइट कह रहा है अपने आप को?
जो मेरे भीतर है, जो सब अब
कौन
मैं
है आपके
जान,
भीतर? तो आप अलग हुए, आपके भीतर अलग हुए। ये कौन है जो इतना देख रहा है चीजें?
वही अवेयरनेस है, लेकिन उसको हम जान नहीं पाते इस वक्त।
नहीं, कुछ भी। ये अवेयरनेस थोड़ी है। ये आप अभी हम जो बोल रहे हैं ना, ध्यान में बैठे, ये ध्यान नहीं है। ये सब मन का कचड़ा है। ये मन कर रहा है ध्यान। आंख बंद होगा लेकिन मन पूरा बुन रहा है ये सब चीजें। मन यहाँ ढूंढ रहा है, मन प्रश्न ढूंढ रहा है इसके अंदर। ये ध्यान कैसे हो सकता है?
हम्म,
ये अवेयरनेस की तो बात ही नहीं है। अवेयरनेस में आपने खुद कहा, जब हम अवेयरनेस में जाते हैं तो मन नहीं होता।
नहीं होता है।
नहीं होता ना। तो
नहीं
ये
होता।
सब जो भी हो रहा है ये सब मन का खेल है। अभी जो आपने सब पूछा मैं उत्तर भी देता हूँ उसका, लेकिन
हाँ
पहले तो ये जानिए अवेयरनेस नहीं है।
हाँ
अवेयरनेस में हम इसलिए जाते हैं ताकि ये मन की नौटंकी बंद हो जाए, ठीक है ना।
हाँ
क्योंकि ये मन जो है इतना चंचल है, जब ये बाह्यमुखी होके दुनिया को देखता है तो दुनिया में फंसता है, दुनिया के ड्रामों में फंसता है। जब यही मन अंतर्मुखी होके भीतर देखता है तो अंदर के ड्रामों में फंसता है। मन
जी।
है, मन
हम्म,
बाहर भी फंसता है अंदर भी फंसता है। तो ये
हम्म,
फंसाने वाला चीज है बोल के हम बोलते हैं दोनों को गोली मारो, अंदर और बाहर वाला मन को, मन से ऊपर उठो, अवेयरनेस में चले जाओ। क्योंकि इस ये मन जो क्रिएट करता है इसका कोई अंत नहीं है। ये फालतू के फालतू चीज में भी जाएगा, ये जाके पूछेगा पाताल लोक में ऐसे क्यों है, यहाँ देवता लोग क्यों नहीं आ सकते हैं, या देवता लोग यहाँ के साफ सफाई क्यों नहीं कर सकते हैं, जब वो इतने उच्च के लेवल पे है तो नीचे क्यों नहीं आ सकते हैं। मेरा मन ये कह रहा है, मन कुछ भी करते रहेगा, उसका कोई अंत नहीं है इन सब चीजों का। तो पहली बात तो हम ये ना कहे कि मैं ध्यान कर रहा था तो ये ध्यान नहीं है। ध्यान मीन्स द एब्सेंस ऑफ थॉट्स। जहां वृत्ति नहीं है, जहां एक भी संकल्प नहीं है, एक भी विकल्प नहीं है, शून्य का स्थिति है, उस तब आप ध्यान में प्रवेश करते हो। तो पहले तो हम इसको क्लियर करें, ये ध्यान बिल्कुल नहीं है। ये आप जो कह रहे हो ये सब चिंतन है, ये सब चिंतन में आता है। यू आर रिफ्लेक्टिंग, यू आर कॉन्टेम्पलेटिंग, यू आर फाइंडिंग आउट। और ये चिंतन मनन श्रवण इन सब चीजों के लिए मन की आवश्यकता है। ये क्लियर हो गया आपको?
हाँ वो क्लियर, वो
हाँ।
जब तक है मन, हाँ, तब तक सोचता है, लेकिन जब अवेयरनेस में है तब कुछ नहीं होता है। लेकिन जब
तो
हम
हम वही
वापस,
मैं वही
हाँ
वही पूछ रहा हूँ
हाँ
आपको।
हाँ,
हम हमारे पास दो ऑप्शन है।
हम्म,
रोज हम ध्यान में बैठे, सो कॉल्ड ध्यान में, और रोज
हम्म,
नए नए प्रश्न ले आए जिसका
हम्म,
कोई अंत नहीं है। वो
हम्म,
ढूंढते ही रहेगा, इन सब चीजों
हम्म,
का ढूंढते ही रहेगा। या दूसरा ऑप्शन ये है अवेयरनेस में चले जाए और
हम्म,
चैतन्य स्वरूप जो है
हम्म,
मेरा उस उसमें जाए जहां ज्ञान चक्षु है, जहां ज्ञान खुलता है। जितना
हम्म,
मैं अवेयरनेस में जाता हूँ वहां पे बोध होना शुरू हो जाता है। उस जोन में
हम्म,
जाके ये उत्तर सारे आपको भीतर से ही मिलना शुरू होता है। क्योंकि ना वो जो एक ज्ञान वाला जोन है जो आप जाते हो, वो
हम्म,
सारे प्रश्नों को मिटा देता है। अभी किसी ने कहा आज के इसमें कि सारे क्लैरिटी मुझे आई, इतने सारे प्रश्न थे मेरे मन में लेकिन सब निकल गए।
हम्म,
किसने निकाला? उन्होंने बोला मुझे पूछने की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ी, पहले तो ये पूछूं वो पूछूं ऐसा था, लेकिन सब अपने आप सुलझ गया। क्यों? क्योंकि अवेयरनेस प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं। तो एक ये जोन है कि वहां जाके हम जितना स्थित हो जाए, ये भीतर से अपने आप सारा क्लियरिटी आ जाएगा।
हम्म,
ऐसे नहीं कि मैं आपका प्रश्न डॉज कर रहा हूं, मैं उसका भी उत्तर देता हूँ।
हम्म,
आपने जो पूछा उसका उत्तर देता हूँ। लेकिन मैं ये कह रहा हूं, ये इस तरह के प्रश्न, इसका अंत नहीं है, ये चला जाता रहता है। एक
हम्म,
बार हमने खुद जाके प्रैक्टिस करते करते अवेयरनेस में या ध्यान, सही में ध्यान समाधि में जाके वो अनुभव होना शुरू हो जाएगा। सारा आपको पता चल जाएगा कि प्राण कहाँ जाता है, प्राण क्यों, अगर सब तरफ प्राण बाहर भी है तो विलीन क्यों नहीं, और जो आप कह रहे हो परमात्मा वो दिखता क्यों नहीं है, लाइट क्यों नहीं दिखता है, सब पता चलना शुरू हो जाता है। क्योंकि आप जब निकलते हो सिर्फ आपका प्राण नहीं निकलता है ना। वो वो इंफॉर्मेशन ही वहां से गलत है कि सिर्फ आपका प्राण निकलता है। प्राण नहीं निकलता, आपका चार शरीर निकलता है एक साथ। आपका सिर्फ देह पीछे छूट जाता है,
हम्म,
तो चार आपके शरीर से डिटैच हो जाते हैं। वो प्राणमय कोश है, वो ज्ञानमय कोश है, मनोमय कोश है, और आनंदमय कोश। आनंदमय कोश अहम है, अहम के वजह से ही ज्ञानमय कोश है, ज्ञानमय कोश की वजह से ही मनोमय कोश है, मनोमय कोश की वजह से प्राणमय कोश। ये अब चारों आप लेके निकलते हो, ये चार जो लेके आप निकलते हो इसको हम सोल कहते हैं। सोल वो नहीं है शिव जो हम बोलते हैं ना, आत्मन वो नहीं है। ये पूरा जो सेट है इसी को हम बोलते हैं कि आपकी आत्मा निकली। तो ये आत्मा, इट्स नॉट प्योर लाइट कि आप बोल रहे हैं कि मुझे लाइट क्यों नहीं दिखाई देता, मुझे परमात्मा क्यों नहीं दिखाई देता। अवेयरनेस अगर वो है, अवेयरनेस जब सारे कोश मिट जाएगा, सारे कोश जब मिटता है तो उसका भीतर का जो प्रकाश है, ठीक है ना, एक प्रकाश है डॉट, जो आप आत्मन, जो आप ये कह रहे हो ना, सेल्फ कह रहे हो, उसके ऊपर एक लेयर आ गया आणवमल, अहम का। अहम जैसे ही आ गया, उसमें से विकसित हो गया बुद्धि आपका, वो है ज्ञानमय कोश। उसमें से फिर मन निकला, मनोमय कोश। उसमें फिर इंद्रिया निकले। ये सब आपके साथ जाता है। तो जब तक आपके साथ मन है, जब तक इंद्रियां हैं, जब तक अहम है, कैसा दिखेगा लाइट? लाइट दिखने का चांस ही नहीं है। ये जो मन अभी विचलित हो रहा है शरीर में बैठ के, ये वही विचलित मन बाहर निकलेगा और बाहर भी विचलित ही रहेगा। कोई फर्क नहीं है। ऐसा नहीं है कि शरीर छोड़ने के बाद एकदम इल्यूमिनेशन होता, नहीं होता। जब तक ये कोशों को नहीं साफ करते हैं, कोश सब नहीं जब ये चारों कोश मिट जाता है, तब वो भीतर का जो प्रकाश है वही रह जाता है। वो प्रकाश आपको तब दिखेगा। वो प्रकाश क्यों नहीं दिख रहा है? क्योंकि ये कोश है, ये अहम का कोश है, ये ज्ञान का कोश है, और ये मन का कोश है। मन इंद्रिय काफी है उसके अंदर ही। उसके अंदर कर्म है, इतने सारे कर्म है, इतने सारे विकल्प है, इतने सारे अटैचमेंट्स है, इतने सारी चीजें, अनरिजॉल्व इश्यूज है। तो आप कब उसको अनुभव कर सकते हो? जीते जी भी नहीं कर सकते, मरने के बाद भी अनुभव नहीं कर सकते। तो उस प्रकाश को अगर देखना है, ऐसा नहीं है कि मरने के बाद मुझे प्रकाश दिखेगा, नहीं। जब तक मैंने उसको साफ सफाई नहीं किया उसका, जीते जी, तो मुझे वहां दिखने का भी चांस नहीं है। तो अब मैं अज्ञानता में जी रहा हूं, मरूंगा भी अज्ञानता में ही, क्योंकि यही मन लेके जाऊंगा। अब जो आप चिंतन कर रहे थे, ये चिंतन वाला मन, ये चिंता करने वाला मन ही उधर भी जाएगा। ये कंफ्यूज माइंड ही निकलेगा वहां। तो वो कंफ्यूजन वैसे ही रहेगा। कोई अंतर नहीं है। मृत्यु हुआ बोले तो कोई अंतर नहीं है, देह भी छूटा। तो इसलिए हम ये प्रैक्टिस करते हैं कि जीते जी उस प्रकाश को देखने दो। मन को छोड़ो, इन सब चीजों को छोड़ो, उस प्रकाश को ज्यादा से ज्यादा अनुभव करो। और साथ ही साथ इन सब मैल को हटाओ। वो ये प्रोग्राम्स है, इनर चाइल्ड, इनर एल्केमी, ये मैल को हटाता है एक साइड से। और दूसरे जब हाई प्रोग्राम्स करते हैं, वो स्वयं के ऊपर फोकस्ड है। तो दोनों साथ साथ जब चलते हैं जीते जी, काफी काम होता है। तो ये सारे जो कोश है, सूक्ष्म होने शुरू हो जाते हैं। उसकी उसकी जो जड़ता है वो खत्म होनी शुरू हो जाती है। तो वो कम होना चाहिए। वो कम होने के बाद, जरूर नहीं कि मरने के बाद ही आपको प्रकाश दिखे, जीते जी भी दिखेगा। और जीते जी जिसको दिख गया, वो मरने के बाद भी दिखेगा ही। कोई अंतर नहीं है, ज्यादा फर्क नहीं है। तो मैं तो कहता हूँ ना, शरीर में रह के ज्यादा अंतर है, ना शरीर छूटने के बाद कोई अंतर है। कोई अंतर नहीं है। क्योंकि ये ही अंतर नहीं है बोल के दूसरा शरीर लेता है, फिर वही नौटंकी चलता है ना, वो साफ नहीं हुआ है बोल के। तो उसमें कोई भेद नहीं है। मृत्यु किसी को भी प्रकाश नहीं दिखा सकता। लेकिन वो अगर साक्षात्कार उसका हो गया, तो उसको प्रकाश दिखेगा। ठीक है ना? क्लियर है?
ठीक है, ठीक है।
Who else is this? Okay, so I think everybody has answered. Anybody else? Thank you, everyone. Those queries were most helpful, and Jake Bhaiya's answers have clarity as always. आंखें खुल रहे हैं धीरे धीरे. Okay. So somebody is again and again talking about physical discomfort. I have pain in my spine, I have pain in my head, I have pain here, I have pain there, I have this sensation, that sensation. Please understand, these are not related to these experiences. You can go to the doctor. Please go and get yourself checked up. These symptoms which are there, which comes through your practices, are very temporarily. They come when you activate it and they go off. But if you are already carrying some physical issues and then doing these practices, and then you're relating that to this practice, no, you have to take care of those things. संजीता जी या
प्रणाम भैया। भैया
प्रणाम
जो
जी।
आप क्वेश्चंस दिए थे उसमें जो सेकंड क्वेश्चन है,
हाँ
हाउ योर फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली डिस्क्राइब यू, तो इसको मैं आज नोट भी कर रही थी और मेडिटेट भी किया। तो इसमें मुझे थोड़ा सा ये समझना था कि फ्रेंड्स हो चाहे फैमिली वाले हो, जरूरी तो है नहीं कि सबके मत एक हो। कोई फैमिली में भी हो सकता है कि 10 लोग हैं तो 8 के मत एक हो, दो कुछ और डिस्क्राइब करता हो मेरे लिए, या फ्रेंड्स
क्या
में
था
भी
वो
ऐसा
क्वेश्चन,
हो
एक बार
सकता
पढ़ेंगे उसको?
है। हाउ डू योर फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली डिस्क्राइब यू,
ओके। हाँ
इसको ही थोड़ा सा क्लियर कर दीजिए किस।
हाँ, जरूरी नहीं कि सब एक तरह देखे, तो उसमें प्रश्न क्या आ रहा है? सबके अलग
नहीं,
अलग राय हो सकते हैं आपके बारे में।
हाँ तो इसमें मुझे मतलब इसको कैसे वो सॉल्व करना है या कैसे लिखा मैंने
सॉल्व
उस।
कुछ नहीं करना है। जैसे आपने सोचा मेरा पति मुझे ऐसा देखता है, मेरा बेटा मुझे ऐसा देखता है, मेरा ये मुझे ऐसा देखता है, वो आपका ही रिफ्लेक्शन है, प्रतिबिंब। आप अपने आप को समझ क्या रहे हो, वो चीजें आपको रिफ्लेक्शन में दिखेगा कि लोग क्या सोचते हैं मेरे बारे में। वही है उसमें शैडो, मतलब वही है। वही शैडो दिखेगा कि मैंने अपने बारे में क्या क्या अभिप्राय बना रखे हैं।
जी
मैंने जो अभिप्राय बना रखे हैं मेरे बारे में, वही अभिप्राय दूसरों से मुझे आएगा। तो मैंने जो
स्वयं।
अभिप्राय बनाया वो सत्य है क्या? सत्य नहीं है।
एक थर्ड वाले में भी है, व्हाट डू यू विश योर फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली न्यू अबाउट यू, तो इसका भी वही बात हुआ फिर। व्हाट डू यू विश योर फ्रेंड्स एंड
हाँ,
फैमिली न्यू,
मतलब ये आप होते कुत्ते कि मेरे फ्रेंड्स मेरे बारे में, मैं सोचता हूँ कि ये
ये
मेरी
सोचते
क्या
होंगे।
उम्मीद थी कि ये मेरे, हाँ, मेरे बारे में ये सोचते तो अच्छा होता। या आपको क्या उम्मीद है कि आपके बारे में, मतलब आपकी एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या है, कि आप खुद को ही खोद रहे हो इसके अंदर।
जी
जब आप इन्वेस्टिगेट करते हो ना, आपकी ही दबी हुई इच्छाएं वो सब निकलने शुरू हो जाती है, आपके मास्क दिखने शुरू हो जाते हैं। ये सब सेल्फ डिस्कवरी के ऊपर है। प्रॉम्प्ट्स यानी कि आपको ट्रिगर करे, ये प्रश्न सारे ट्रिगर करते हैं आपको। तो वो डायरेक्टली आप ट्रिगर नहीं कर सकते सबकॉन्शियस को। तो फ्रेंड्स के माध्यम से, रिलेटिव के माध्यम से, इन प्रश्नों के माध्यम से आप उसको, मतलब एक कनिंग वे है टू अप्रोच माय ओन। अंतर में लास्ट में आपको खुद के ही बारे में, आपने जो प्रतिबिंब बनाए हैं, आपके जो मास्क हैं, आपके जो शैडोज बने हैं, आपकी जो गलतफहमियां हैं, आपकी जो उम्मीदें हैं, आपकी जो इच्छाएं हैं दबी हुई चुपचाप, वो सब निकलने शुरू हो जाते।
जी
आप ऐसे होते, काश आप बोले कि काश मेरा बेटा ऐसा सोचता मेरे बारे में, तो उसमें आपको क्या क्या पता चल गया?
हाँ, जो मेरी इच्छाएं हैं वो मेरे को मालूम पड़ेगी कि मैं ये चाहत रखती हूँ उससे।
मैं ये उम्मीद तो रख रहे हो आप इससे, उम्मीद तो ठीक है, हमको पता चल गया। लेकिन आप असल में हो क्या, वो आपको पता चल जाएगा।
जी
आप रियलिटी में क्या हो, जो शायद आपने भी कभी नहीं सोचा कि मैं ये हूं। लेकिन ऐसे प्रॉम्प्ट आने से घुमा फिरा के आप उस जोन में भी घुस सकते हो। तो ये अलग लोगों की अलग अलग अभिप्राय होती है, इसलिए मैं इसको जनरली डिस्कस नहीं कर रहा हूँ। सबके अलग अलग राय होते हैं। तो आपको भीतर ही जाके आपको खुद ही एक एक अचंबा करने वाली बातें निकलेगी, उसमें से अचंभित करने वाली। तो उसमें आपको बहुत सारा गाइडेंस मिलेगा। ठीक
ठीक,
है।
थैंक यू भैया।
थैंक यू। प्रणाम। I was thinking about something, I forgot. ये इनर अल्केमी ऐसे ही है, इट्स वेरी वेरी पावरफुल। इट्स वेरी वेरी पावरफुल। और ये एक दो ऐसे मेथड से नहीं होता। ये प्रॉम्प्ट्स जितने भी आ जाए, आपको सब तरह से बम्बार्ड करके आपके सबकॉन्शियस में घुसने का ही प्रयास है उसका। हर एंगल से आप उसको छोड़ नहीं रहे। आप हर एंगल से अपने आप को पूरी खोज, अपनी स्वयं की खोज है कि मैं असली में हूं कौन। क्योंकि कभी कभी हम भूल जाते हैं कि मैं कौन हूं। काफी कभी हम ऐसे जीने लगते हैं कि जो मैं नहीं हूं। आप देखो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम हम ऐसे ही जीते हैं सुबह शाम तक। वी लिव फ्रॉम मॉर्निंग टू इवनिंग इन वन थिंग दैट आई एम समथिंग विच यू आर नॉट। अभी भी आप कॉन्टेम्पलेट करके देखो, यू विल बी थिंकिंग यू आर समथिंग, यू आर नॉट, यू आर समवन एल्स। देखो, इन फ्रंट ऑफ योर फैमिली यू हैव अ डिफरेंट मास्क। In the family, if you are four people, there you have different masks. With your daughter, you will be like this. With your son, you will be like this. With your husband, with your wife, you'll be certain different mask in that. And इसमें हमारा अस्तित्व ही खो जाता है. We simply lose ourselves. The authentic me is lost. So pretending, keeping up with this one, keeping up with that one, उसके expectation से निभाते रहो, इसको displease ना करो, उसको खुश रखो. ये सब चीजों में इतने मास्क स्ट्रॉन्ग हो जाते हैं, एक मेरी पर्सनालिटी बन जाती है, एक नकली पर्सनालिटी, और वो सब इसमें गलता है. That starts dissolving one by one, and that is when I discover it is self discovery. This is not what I am. I'm someone else. And when I discover who I am, I move into that authentic self. The success of the program is when you move into the authentic self. You become very authentic, very authentic. You will come to a zone where what you are, you speak, not out of arrogance. ego, मैं जो हूं, मैं जो बोलूंगा, नहीं, वैसा नहीं होता. What you feel, you are simply there, you are expressing. उसमें कोई जोर जबरदस्ती भी नहीं है, कोई लोगों को कन्विंस करने का भी प्रयास नहीं है, कोई साबित करने का आई वांट टू प्रूव माई सेल्फ, दैट आल्सो इज नॉट देयर. यू सिंपली बी हु यू आर. यू कैन सिंपली रिलैक्स एंड बी हु यू आर. धीरे धीरे सारे पत्ते मास्क हट गए. देन स्लोली people also will discover the real you, and that is when the acceptance comes. They start accepting the real you. Probably most of the time problems लोगों को इसके लिए होता है, people have problems with you because that's not your real self. बहुत सारे लोगों को वही मुश्किल होता है because they know somehow subconsciously this is not the real you, you're faking it. I have been so disturbed with my family and parents especially, because I know that is not them. I can see them faking. I can see them changing their colors. I can see very clearly कि वो बोल कुछ रहे हैं, अंदर कुछ मीन कर रहे हैं. आपने नहीं देखा? You all can do that. We all know it. When you look at anybody, can't you know ये फेंक रहे हैं? Your own home people देखो. When they're talking to you, you will clearly know what is their intention and what they're saying. That is called mask. So you can also relate to the mask. And sometimes you can get irritated, upset, angry because you know they are lying. They are telling something, but they don't mean it. So that all can become a problem. Like you can feel hurt. Your friend might ask you, why are you feeling hurt? And nobody loves me. Oh, come on. What are you telling? You are the best children that you can. You are the best husband and wife, whoever wife or husband that I have ever seen. So much of love in so much of them. They are treating you so much of love. Then you'll sulk and say, I wish you knew. That's not real. Somebody is smiling, but I can see they're not meaning the smile. Somebody is talking words of love, but I can see there is no love missing in it. Mask. They're all living in mask. That way, when you see the world around, you also have a mask. The world is now looking at you through those masks. So many times they can't refer to the real you. Many times problem is coming from there. Like I said, I know somebody speaking lies. So they also know when I speak a lies. So it's not about them now. It is about me. In understanding them, I understand myself. So the work comes back to me. So I'm not telling now they are faking. Many of you will agree, what you're saying is correct. They will simply tell like that, but they don't mean it. Now, I'm not telling what to do about them. I'm telling you are able to identify them, right? You are able to see through something. That way, they are also, world also is looking at you all the time. Everybody is seeing that. And maybe most of the people are not relating with the truth. So I am trying to identify what is my truth. They are not able to identify, forget it. At least I can identify. How to identify? Just like you can see them. बोल कुछ कर बोल कुछ रहे हैं, कर कुछ रहे हैं. So what would you expect them to do? See the question, another prompt. On another prompt is, what would you expect them to do when they are wearing mask? You tell me what comes to your mind. Somebody is talking lovingly, but there is no love. You see there is a mask, shadow. So what are you expecting now them to do? You are feeling hurt. झूठ मत बोलो. अरे मैं झूठ नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ ना, मुझे पता है तुम झूठ बोल रहे हो. I'm feeling hurt. You're telling that. So what do you expect them to do now? Simple thing is that you're trying to tell them, drop your mask. Say what they feel as it is. See, you told that. So I am just telling them directly or entirely, sach bolo. Please, for God's sake, be authentic. Be what you are. Exactly that is my reflection. When I'm asking outside, be authentic, myself is telling me, be authentic. I'm not authentic somewhere. Self-reflection. And probably they are also feeling it that way, but they don't know this. So they are also trying to tell you, remove your mask. Reflection, mirror. So when I find out this, what are you telling? Please, jaisa hai, you tell the truth. You remember when you tell even children sometimes, जो भी है सच बोलो. Parents tell the children, गड़बड़ किया है तो भी बोलो, I will not punish you, but सच बोलो. Won't we tell? सच बोलो. Whatever you have done, tell, I will not punish you. I'll not feel bad, but you tell me the truth. What are you telling them? Drop your mask and be truthful to me. Be very sincere to me. Be transparent with me. Isn't that what you're asking? So what is the solution? You know the solution for mask. What you're telling? Drop that mask. And they say, no, I don't get it. Then you tell, why are you simply not getting it? It's very simple. Simply say what you have to. Trust me. Trust me, I won't do anything. You simply say what you have to. Now you have caught a shadow of others. Why they are not able to drop the mask? Trust issues. They are not trusting you. That you might be harsh with them, or you might get triggered, or you might disconnect with them. So somehow to keep you happy, they are keeping a mask and telling you lies. So that mama, papa, aap naraz na. Uske liye jhoot. So now you understand the science. So you say, okay, that is why you're lying. Because you feel I'll do something like that. Trust issues. So because of trust, they are not able to drop the mask. This is called a prompt. I gave you a prompt on somebody else. And it's very easy to work on that. You caught it, trust. Exactly. As soon as you catch it, you will know now what is the solution to be done here. This is how the shadow work does. इस तरह के prompts, we go here, we explore, इधर उधर की बातें करके, and that खोज हमारा होता है. खोज बाहर का नहीं है. अंत में हमारा ही सेल्फ डिस्कवरी होता है उसके अंदर. Solution भी वहीं मिलता है. So you will see, I have this mask where I am trying to offend people because I have trust issues with them. मिल गया ना सूत्र कहाँ है? Why am I putting mask is the question. Not वो लोग क्यों mask? वो ढूंढते ढूंढते मुझे अपना मिल गया. मैं ये mask क्यों पहना हूं? मैं लोगों को क्यों please कर रहा हूं? Why am I pleasing them? Because I have trust issues. I know if I displease them, they will leave me. Something will happen. They will punish me. देखो, experimentation done on other is very easy. Because it's on the outside. You can easily judge others. It's very difficult to judge yourself. You'll be very partial. So we project things on others. So there it's easy to judge. You come to honest conclusion. Now when you get that's the answer here. That is self-work. So here what do you understand? We are not trying to change the world. We might project it on them, but ultimately I am trying to find out myself only. Whole work I'm trying to do on me. Clear, right? Maybe because of fear of judgment from others and afraid that they will change their behavior, I'm diplomatic sometimes. Exactly, this is what I, whatever you wrote there, exactly this is what I. So now change the same sentence and see, maybe because of the fear of judgment from me and afraid that I will change my behavior, and I am diplomatic sometimes. Are you getting it? Ratna, are you getting it? That's the power of journaling. You put it outside and the solution is straight here. So subconsciously, I will get where I'm going wrong. That is why all these mystics say what you see in others is nothing but my own reflection. Haven't you said? Everybody talks about this. What you see there out in the world is your own thing. If you look at somebody and say, look at matak matak ke kaise chal rahe dekho. Look at that akad dekho uski. What are it? Immediately there is a revelation about myself. This is self work. So aware people will understand. Oh my God. They will not tell about that. The moment you have that kind of thing about others, immediately you will know who you are. A reflection. And this zone only authentic people will work on because nobody is interested in this. That is why I say you have to be very, very serious on this aspect. Very sincere, in a sense. Okay, then I think we are done with today's session. So clarity sessions are for this. You can always talk. Okay, there's one more that came. Mind and intellect are agreeing with spirituality, good things, but in some bad things are also both are agreed. I'm witnessing. How to discriminate? I discriminate that my buddhi is very lovingly changing my mind. That is Viveka, which is Jagrata. मुझे समझ नहीं आया. I didn't get it. Somebody else also I was telling I didn't get. I think Anita ji, that was right. You couldn't reframe it yourself also, I think. Maybe you would just like to say it only directly instead of typing it. For that, you just have to unmute. You just have to press the unmute button. Yeah, it's yeah. You can speak now. It's on.
Yeah, namaskar, Via.
Namaskar.
I just actually thought that this shadow work we can do by going deep into our karmas, like this is give and take of karmas about different situations. Am I right in that?
How can you do shadow work on that?
Like, if anything is happening to me, maybe it is because of my karmas it is happening. And but now, right now,
That is
you said.
Hmm.
But
Right now, what?
now you said if we go deep in this Shambho Paya, there I got my answer. Through Shambho Paya or raising our awareness, we can do this.
See, when you raise your awareness, nothing, all this work or talk is not there only. You're simply avoiding that straight. You know, the whole thing is all crap. Not
Yeah,
interested in going and solving it also.
yeah.
But that's a very deep level. Not everybody might be able to do it. बोलने के लिए अच्छा लगता है. It might be difficult. But another thing that you are telling is when if you want to contemplate on it and understand if this is the law of karma, that has nothing got to do with shadow work.
Okay.
Here, there is you are simply understanding it is karma, and that we know. That is what I'm telling in today's whole session. I said the same that this is all karmic only, all give and take. Somebody coming into your life, doing this and doing that. Okay, then you have higher awareness that this is all prarabdha. My prarabdha is playing, so let it play. So I'm just neutral. I'm not getting too affected by it. Somebody did something, maybe some takeaway, and leke jao, finish it off. But that has nothing to do with shadow. That is just awareness. You are aware that it is karma that's playing the role. Yes, you can dissolve it. 100% you can dissolve because what happens is See, somebody is coming into your life to give you some trouble, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that trouble is happening, and now you're repaying back. So the karma continues only if you react and if you try to, like, for example, somebody comes and says some bad words to you and hurts you. Now, when the hurt is happening, or after the hurt, you become aware that this is my karma. Somebody had to give and go. Okay, done with it. Go. Good. God bless you. Khatam ho gaya. One, immediately you have dissolved that karma. There is no future karma in that. But if you don't, then you react even in your mind, and then you say, wait, I'll show you. Or you might say, karma will punish you. That's enough. Even saying karma will get you is actually vengeance. So you have sent a negative vibration of revenge there. So new karma will come there. So yes, as you say, just contemplating on that this is karma, everything is karmic. Let it finish. As soon as it has to finish, you're dissolving karma simply. But
Because
it has
this has
nothing to do with
helped
shadow
me.
work. Yeah, sure,
This has
certainly it
helped
will
me.
help you.
Yes.
This is awareness actually. Through awareness, you look at all these things. No, very neutrally you're looking at this. But it has nothing to do with shadow work. What we are doing. This only your awareness is enough to handle things. Actually, even if shadow work also, if you raise your awareness there also, you can look at everything as scrap only and not pay too much of attention to it. You know, see there also, my vikaras are coming up sometimes. My samskaras, my vasana is coming. So you don't pay too much attention to it. Who pays attention to it? Who identify, oh, the victim zone. This is happening to me. Or I'm getting overwhelmed with anger or lust or jealousy or pain, all those things, sadness. This is overwhelming me. Who's overwhelmed? The ego part. But if awareness is there and then you see who is the one, like I was telling one person here, they said even in meditation, I'm seeing this mind, do this, do that, and all those things. So I asked, who's the one who's seeing? The moment you go into that zone, you are into awareness. And then you'll see, oh, mind play. Ruby was telling that day, oh, this happened, that happened. While you're talking, only all those things are surfacing. I can see it. And the very next moment, I can see a different thought coming in and a different emotion. Something like that she was telling. So I was just telling, whatever you tell me, finally, I'm happy that your awareness is seeing the mind's play. She was simply telling, I can see my mind trying to put me into this. And then I'm staying alert, and then the mind comes and tells me this. Another thought coming, another feeling of how do I deal with it is the question she's asking. I was telling you are already dealing with it because you can see the mind's play. Mind is doing this, mind is doing that. You simply keep doing it, watching it, the mind doing it. You'll not get carried away by it. So that is all awareness zone. Even if you see the shadow work when you're doing, and if you can see it that's the healer part of you. If you're matured in that awareness, you can see the drama you went, and then you'll see, like, what was that uh, thing about crying. Like I said, my father's death and that missing and all those things. Now it's like, okay, so what? So that time it was different, now it is different. So why now? Because awareness is seeing everything as a joke. Nothing is serious. Everything is actually a joke only. Life is a joke. So laugh and go. That's all. So we must come to that stage slowly, slowly. Then it's very easy. Then we don't need all this, even the healing processes, even the purging, even the release, going into the past life. Why do you want to go into that kachada past life? Once when you say it is kachada, it will not affect you only. Then there is no point in going into past life regression also. That's how it is.
Thank you very much. You are helping a lot, a lot, a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for helping yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's very important, because I might sit talking for hours. I might do this and that. It is about how ultimately you catch what and you do what with it. That is where it matters. And not everybody is doing it.
Thank you
Some
very
who are
much.
doing it fine.
It's
Thank you.
self. Thank you.
Fine. Then we'll end today's session. Then tomorrow we won't be having any sessions now until I think Monday or Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday we'll catch up. And I'm in Ajmer on 25th and in Delhi, Ghaziabad for 2 days after that, 26, 27. Anybody from that side wants to come, you can. I'll put a post. That's a better thing. I'll ask those guys if you're okay with the people coming. And if they say it's okay, then I'll just put a post. Anybody staying that side, not, we can catch up. Okay, ji. That's all right. So we will end it with a small prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all be blessed. May we all evolve. May we all be free. Stay blessed. Bye.